just to give you the summary title, what we finished in the introduction is the definition of bhakti. What is definition of bhakti? Where do we find it? It's in the introduction. In the introduction we found the definition of bhakti. And chapter 1 describes 6 characteristics of bhakti. You have to make a photocopy on your forehead whole life, that where the Nectar Devotion 19th chapter, just like Bhagavad Gita. Because I was contemplating after many years, now it's in front of me, I can see chapter 1, Arjuna speaking, Vishad Yoga. When somebody has a depression, don't try to advise. This is what I learned in chapter 1, Bhagavad Gita. You listen. Krishna, what did he do in chapter 1, Bhagavad Gita? He listened and listened and listened. When somebody is depressed, you allow that person to speak. And then after Arjuna spoke, then Krishna started giving advice. When? Empathetic listening means when Arjuna asked Krishna for advice. Karpanna dosa apahata svabha. So these are the symptoms. So chapter 1 is the 6 characteristics of bhakti. Then chapter 2, today we'll discuss, is about describing its practice. Chapter 2, its practice. And third chapter, hopefully today we'll finish, will describe the basic qualification for practicing bhakti yoga. So let's test our memory. What did we study so far on chapter 2? I'm sure every one of you read it, because I saw Gopal Radhe Prabhu also posted that everybody please read chapter 2. So we will start with chapter 2 and let's see what happened. In the chapter 2, we must remember 2 things in the subject of nectar devotion. What is the key point? Something that your head, brain, not necessarily this physical brain, I mean the heart or spiritual brain, to hook onto it. So in chapter 2, we have a few key points. Key point is, number 1 is that Uttama Bhakti has a 3 stages, not 3 types. You understand the difference between types and grades. Like if you are on a first grade, then you're going to go to 2nd grade, 3rd grade. Would you say there are 3 types of classroom to a maybe 3rd person who is visiting the school? But you would not tell the student, well, you can choose. You just took the admission in the school. You can choose on 3rd grade or 2nd grade or 1st grade. Or they have to go sequence. Somebody can answer me that question? Am I making clear the question? Uttama Bhakti, can they hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So my question, can somebody answer? Is there a 3 types of bhakti or is there 3 stages of bhakti?
There's 3 stages of bhakti.
Why you are saying stages?
Because
Because
we gradually move from one stage to another stage to another stage.
very good. The prema bhakti is the goal of sadhana. Even though all these 3 are one, uttama bhakti, but this is a very good key point Gopal Radhe Prabhu mentioned. We must always remember this. When you come to temple, why you are here? You want to do bhakti. And you need 2 things. We discussed last week. you need chesta, you need also bhava. Like you're doing Guru Puja or Prabhupada. What are you thinking in your mind? That's one thing. Say you're dressing the deity or you're cooking for the deity. People can see what you're doing with your body, with your senses, but they cannot see what you are thinking. But to do bhakti, you need both. Everybody remembers that? Bhava Rupa, Chesta Rupa. I discuss a whole 1 hour. It's so important. So, now we are on the second chapter. We're talking about bhakti, beginning, the stages of devotion. Prabhupada titled this chapter, First Stage of Devotion. So when we talk about sadhana bhakti, beginning from chapter 2, there's a 3 stages or categories, Prabhupada writes, means sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, prema bhakti. All 3 together called uttama bhakti. Everybody understood? Uttama bhakti means all 3 together. But they are not an option. Oh, I don't want sadhana. I don't want to chant and go through so many things in life. I'll just go to prema bhakti quick. Jump in it. Is it possible? A question. Is it possible?
No.
Very good answer. And if somebody claims that actually they can promote this, they are called sahajiya. Now you heard the word sahajiya? They are called sahajiya. Something you should remember. The God, Krishna, is both. He is great and He is sweet. So God is both what? He is great and sweet. When we come to understand His greatness, majestic aspect, awe and reverence, then what it promotes, it's evoke our submission. Now I'm going to ask you a question. You have to pay attention. These are technical. But if you know this technical, you can advance very quick. Within this life, within few days, you can remain in New Orleans or New York or Florida and be happy inside. If you know those technical, then whatever you do, you can put together. Yes, am I doing pure bhakti or not? Let me think. Oh my God, I'm not thinking about it. Or I'm thinking about Krishna, but I'm not doing anything to please Him. So you like technical. Technical is what makes it effective. So let's go back. God is both great and sweet. Knowing or understanding His greatness promote awe and reverence. So then it will evoke your submission, surrender. Now, to aware of His sweetness, it will evoke your affection. Everybody must remember, when you are aware of His sweetness, Krishna's sweet pastimes. Oh, Krishna was playing with the monkeys, Krishna was playing with the dog, and he wanted to see how much his fist goes inside the dog's mouth, and he put his hand and pushing it. And Mother Yashoda said, oh my God, how can he put this hand in the mouth of the dog? Oh my God. So everybody is getting panic. It's sweet. When you hear this, oh, just like a child playing. So Krishna's sweet pastime evokes our affection. Do we need submission or affection or both? Somebody answer, please. Come on, you are not new all. Do we need submission or affection? Or both?
Both.
Who is saying both?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
How come I don't see?
Because you switched your view.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, Mona Mataji. Very good answer. So, we need both. Which one we need first, or both should come simultaneously? Now you're going to guard yourself in spiritual path. in this proper direction if we can know it. I'm going to repeat again. If you know the greatness of God, majestic aspect, Narayan, Paramatma, where is Paramatma? In everywhere, universal form, wow. There is nothing beyond. God is everywhere, everything. Krishna ek sarvasray, Krishna sarvadham, Krishna sarire sarva vishwara vishram. Those verses Chaitanya Mahaprabhu promote that Krishna body is everything. If you meditate on Krishna, you're meditating everything. If you love Krishna, you will love everyone. Everything you will love. Those are majestic aspect, greatness. And it evokes submission. But when we hear Krishna was riding on a shoulder of shoulder of this Mataji, who finally caught Nanda Maharaja's son, Jashoda's son, and finally confronted Jashoda, and Jashoda is laughing. He said, why are you accusing my son? My son is sleeping inside. He said, no, he's on my shoulder. So then she pulled him down. It was her own son. And she was like a dumbstruck. Now that's very sweet, hilarious. So then took her own son and she's going back. And then all of a sudden, she's holding the hand of her own son. Then all of a sudden she noticed it was Krishna. He said, why are you tricking me? He said, next time you take me to my son with red-handed, I will appear as your husband, which will embarrass you more. And she's like, how do you do this? So that's very sweet. It's like a Krishna will steal butter from your house, but you cannot complain. And they don't. They love it. But it appears like they're complaining. So that's very sweet. So when we hear Krishna's sweet pastime, Damodar Lila, it evokes our affection for him. So question is, which one we needed? And one mother says, we need both. So my question is, which one you need first, or it will come simultaneously? You remember in the beginning of the discourse we said, participate. Participate, try to think, because you grow up with those pastimes.
Prabhuji, I think simultaneously.
Okay, that's a good thought, but our acharyas are suggesting our submission should be first. If we do not surrender and we try to go into Krishna Lila and love only Krishna Lila, I don't like philosophy, I don't want to understand nectar of devotion, it's too much technically. Oh my God, I have to remember there is 3 types of Uttama Bhakti. What are those? Oh my God, so many. I just want to hear how Krishna stole the butter. If you are attracted to that without understanding this philosophy, you will turn into Sahajiya. This is the warning. Without understanding Siddhanta, only attraction to Ras Leela, Prabhupada in his books condemn this. This is not a good mentality. Because, okay, now let me ask you this question. How would you taste the sweet rice if you never tasted sweet rice in a salty cup? Say you are given a cup, you never know what is sweet rice, and cup is filled half with salty water. And somebody put the sweet rice in the salty water, and then you're going to eat it. Anybody can tell how the taste? I don't know if anybody tried. I tried actually, that's why I'm giving you that example. You may think like you have a really dummy teacher, because I am dummy. Because when I heard this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's, so I took a little salt and mixed with water, and I told the devotee, put some sweet rice here. He said, oh, you have water? I said, no, it's more than water, it's a salty water, put it. So he put it, and I tried to eat it. I could not get sweet out of it. If you don't believe me, you try it and then you let me know. So my point is, if my heart is dirty and we are trying to relish Krishna consciousness, you will be frustrated, disappointed. You will say, I am with Hare Krishna movement, Krishna consciousness, ISKCON so long, I don't feel spiritual happiness. Sir or ma'am, this is the problem. We have to purify our heart. We cannot just think, okay, I'll get the taste, whatever I want to do, I'll do it, but I want to get the taste. It's not possible. You have to purify your heart. So to purify the heart, submission, surrender is number one. Now let me ask you another technical question. I'm sorry, I'm going little off, but these are so important points. I hammer it in Alachua. Because I had a study group, I had so many study groups here. Now if you say you are interested only for purifying the heart, forget about sweetness. Because Prabhu says we need to surrender. Prabhupada said we need to surrender. Everybody says surrender to God. Okay, I'm only focusing surrender to God and no interested to hear about Krishna's beauty, Krishna's pastime. Is it okay?
No.
Why?
Because then what's the point of surrendering onto someone if you don't want to hear about the pastimes and qualities of that person?
Very intelligent devotee you are. Yes, if we only focus only surrender and not interested for reciprocation with Krishna, to love Him and enter into that domain of ecstasy, then we'll turn into become like impersonalist. And problem is also Rupa Goswami Pad says our heart will become hard-hearted. You know hard-hearted? Like nectar will come like a water, rain, and it will drop on a rock. How much rock absorb the water? Not much. It's all slide down. So our heart has to be softened, not weak. Not weak heart like the sense gratifier, like Karmis. Not hard-hearted like Gyanis. It's in the Madhyama, in the middle. Like a not hard, not soft. Then you can sow the seed and it will grow. Bhakti is in the middle. Bhakti is planted. Where? In the soft heart. Not hard heart, not weak heart. Weak heart is like that, there was a funny, because we went on Ratha Jatra a couple of years back and this lady was crying and crying. Why? I mention you. Because the snake is eating the frog and it's so painful she cannot take it anymore. So what to do? Leave the snake die and no snake should be alive, only frog should be alive? This is called weak heart. They don't understand the cycle of this world. This is natural for a snake to eat a frog or lion to eat a deer. Rescuing deer from the mouth of a lion is not anything special. That's their natural food. So they are called weak heart. Sounds like, oh, we cannot be harsh to them. No, we should not be harsh, but we should educate them. That there is no benefit of lamenting for this world's things. We should be compassionate, but we should also educate them, not just leave them innocent, ignorance. Okay, so we got everybody understood that we should not be just only focus submission or affection. If we only have a sweetness, then we may turn into sahajiya. If we have only greatness, we may turn into impersonalism. We need a balance. We want to submit, also hear. Hear about Krishna, surrender to Krishna. Surrender to Krishna, hear about Krishna. So this is all about bhakti. Okay, now we are back to the chapter 2. What are the three main categories of devotional service? We just mentioned. Who can say it?
Bhava Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti and Prema Bhakti.
Wonderful, very good. You have to remember those. Uttama Bhakti means 3 stages, very good. The 3 categories of devotional service which Srila Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu are listed as devotional. Prabhupada writes, now if you are not Bengali, if you are not familiar with the language, you may have difficulties. But nevertheless, if you can remember those words, it will help in future. But if not, English is enough. Prabhupada gave in English is enough. So Prabhupada writes sadhan bhakti as a devotional service in practice. Same thing. And bhava bhakti, devotional service in ecstasy. And prema bhakti, Prabhupada writes devotional service in pure love of Godhead. So when you hear devotional service in ecstasy, means immediately you think it's bhava bhakti. Now bhava bhakti is a goal for sadhana, but it's not ultimate goal. I want you to understand these technical things. Bhava bhakti is in the middle between sadhana and prema. But without bhava, you cannot go to prema. Now there is another key point. Maybe I'm throwing it in ahead. Many chapters later we will read it. If you achieve prema, you will never fall down. But from bhava stage, possibility of falling down is there. There's a little technical things. So each category service display two distinction characteristics we discussed previous chapter. The sadhan bhakti deals with kleshagni and subhada. Means relinquishing all the sufferings and bestowing the auspicious qualities. In previous chapter we discussed. And then bhava bhakti gives two characteristics. One is moksha logata krit. You will see insignificant of liberation idea, and sudurlabha. Bhakti is very rare. Very rare. And then on the prema bhakti are also produce two characteristics. One is the Sandrananda Visheshatma. You feel a happiness, this has no calculation, million times more than any happiness. We discuss about it, the comparison of happiness as a human being to higher, all the way to Brahmananda. Then 1,000 trillion multiplication is the happiness of Prema Bhakti. So that Prema Bhakti produces that happiness. Also the Prema Bhakti has a special quality to attract Krishna. Krishna is under the love of devotee. Krishna is not under the devotee. Krishna is under the love of devotee. That is very nice key point. Srila Prabhupada explains in this chapter the generality, because I am just summarizing the whole chapter. Generally it is understood that in the category of devotional service in practice, what is devotional service in practice means? Sadhan bhakti. There are two different qualities. Now before we understood that sadhan bhakti gives two benefits. Everybody remember kleshagni and subhada. Now Srila Prabhupada in this chapter he writes that this sadhan bhakti has a two different quality, and this will answer you, it will answer your lot of doubts, and also it will answer in future you talk to your friend and they will say, how come that devotee, he just joined, what's his name? Bhakta Ramdas. Bhakta Ramdas joined in 2021. Not yet, but in future. Say 2021 he just joined, and within a year he became so advanced, he memorized so many things. Where is coming from? How did he do this? He was born in America, how can he be advanced so much quick? And somebody is practicing for 60 years. He hardly remembered Dharmasketre, Kurukshetre. What's the next line? Samaveta, oh no, I forgot. How is possible? Sometimes we think like this. This paragraph answers, Prabhupada writes very nicely. He says that there are two different qualities. Everybody must remember. Devotional service in ecstasy has 4 qualities, and devotional service in pure love of Godhead has 6 qualities. So today this chapter has only 2 qualities in the beginning. In Sanskrit or Bengali, if you need to know, it's called prakta Kirtan Sanskar. And the second one is Adhunik Sanskar. It is not in Nectar Devotion, but it is in original Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu book, where I read. Sometimes I like Sanskrit words because it gives a illumination easier for me. Not necessarily everybody will be same. Somebody will love English word and they can see the same illumination or more even, better than me. So possibility is there. So sadhana bhakti has a two different quality Prabhupada writes here. One is attraction for devotional service. Having described the characteristics of pure devotional service, Srila Rupa Goswami now explain the qualification, the practicing it. If one simply has an attraction to execute devotional service, he is qualified to begin practice it. Generally, this attraction comes from devotional service executed in previous life. Have you ever met somebody that you talk about Krishna and they are immediately interested? He said, tell me about it. Oh wow, you have a book or somewhere I can read? And some intelligent boy or girl you may find on your school or you work, and you tell them about God, Krishna. They say, yeah, I know, but has no interest. Trying to be nice but has no interest. And you wonder, why the other person is so interested? So Prabhupada answered, just by one line. He says, this attraction comes from devotional service executed in previous life. I'm sure you remember that sentence in second chapter. That means what you are doing today, even if you die today, if I die today, there is no loss for me. Absolutely there is no loss. Whatever I understood, it's going with me. But as for my money, my house, my relationship with this world, everything finished. But spiritual asset, nothing is lost. Naha vikramana asasti prattavayo na vidyate. Salpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So spiritual devotional practice is so sweet. It's like a golden bank. A bank you deposit, it's never lost. And you can withdraw as much you want, but original amount is still there. So nice, huh? So we should promote that bank and we should have more people open the account, means enter into bhakti. How then question comes, how then does devotional service begin? If you say somebody is interested because previous life he did it, how then devotional service began? Prabhupada also answered. He says devotional service begins with the causeless mercy of a devotee. Now causeless mercy, you're thinking, I know what's the meaning of causeless mercy. I want you to think little difference. If you think it is the causeless mercy of pure devotee that everybody became devotee, then you think Prabhupada did not have a causeless mercy for the whole world. Did he or he did not? Then why everybody did not become devotee? Only 5 or 10,000 during Prabhupada's time. Try to understand this point. We misunderstand what causeless mercy means. Causeless mercy means we think that he has no cause. So Prabhupada wanted to deliver like Vishnujan Swami. He told to Prabhupada, thank you so much. You have done so much for me. I love you, Prabhupada. I appreciate you. And Prabhupada says, oh, thank you, but I am merciful to everybody. Those who are taking, like you are taking it and you are appreciating. But Prabhupada said, I am merciful to everyone. So what is the missing point here? The willingness to, sorry?
One's endeavor,
willingness, yes, Prabhu. Willingness, the free choice It has to come from you. Even if you have a mercy of your guru, you have a mercy of everybody. But if you don't want to chant, they cannot force you. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted all the soul to go back home, back to Godhead. Then why we are not back home, back to Godhead? We are in the coronavirus zone. It is our own choice. How fast can you go to spiritual world? It is not up to Krishna. Krishna already sanctioned. There is a beautiful verse Krishna explained. Nirapeksham munim shantam bimatsara samadarshanam anobrajami aham nittam pujet angri renubi. Krishna says, I want to deliver all of you through the foot dust of my pure devotee. So anybody got in touch with the great soul, you are all delivered. Then why taking 1 life or 2 life or 10 life or 5 life? It depends on individual soul. How fast we want to go. Srila Prabhupada writes 2 things are very important. Intensity and purity is the measurement how fast you want to advance. It is not the part of today's course, but I will just mention you because this question will come in your mind or somebody will ask you. So how does devotional service begin? Prabhupada writes very nice. Devotional service begins with the causeless mercy of a devotee. But by this mercy, one may unknowingly execute devotional service. Ajnana or ajanata or ajnana sukriti. And then it develops a slight taste for attraction to do bhakti. This attraction grows as one engages in more devotional service. Eventually, it qualifies one for serious commitment to sadhana bhakti. Generally, this occurs over the span of many lifetimes. So this is a key point. How are you going to progress? Attraction or taste, Prabhupada writes, is the qualification. Attraction or taste is the qualification for making a commitment to the systematic cultivation of sadhana bhakti. However, there is no qualification required for receiving causeless mercy and beginning ajnana sukriti. Then, spiritual advancement is eternal, as we discussed. One's qualification for sadhana bhakti depends on the strength of his taste or attraction to Krishna. The more pronounced the taste, the greater qualification. This is why Srila Rupa Goswami Pad states, the devotional service can be classified by his particular taste. This is very nice. It's in the page 19, old book. Consequently, advancement in Krishna consciousness is not based on our intellectual ability. Haribol. Sometimes we misunderstand. We think, that boy or that girl is so smart, intelligent. They will advance quickly. And this Prabhu in the kitchen only knows how to clean the floor and does not know anything else. For him it will take a million life or something like that. No. This is not the qualification. We have to be very careful. Prabhupada writes this. Advancement in Krishna consciousness is not NOT based on our intellectual ability. But then what? What is based on? But on our taste. You know taste, ice cream. Anybody ever heard the word ice cream? Nobody ever heard? Oh, they heard. They're smiling. So it must be there. Yes, it is the taste. But on our taste for hearing Krishna Katha. When you like to hear about Krishna Katha, Srila Prabhupada says, for person who have a natural taste for understanding books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service is easier than for those who are simply accustomed to mental speculation and argumentative process. This is very important. I want you to remember for your life that there was one devotee from Alachua who was giving a Bhakti Shastri course. He mentioned those key points that Prabhupada is emphasizing. I am emphasizing to keep yourself in your heart. Write it in your heart. Where is the testing machine? You know testing machine, you want to test something, test. Where is the testing machine for growing, if you are advancing in spiritual life or not? To test something you need a machine. What is the testing machine? Anybody?
The heart.
Huh?
The heart.
That's a good guess, Prabhu. Very nice. But write it down. Testing machine is inside me. What is the testing machine, Prabhu? Inside us. Now, another key point you have to write. The test of success in bhakti is the taste for bhakti. Can somebody repeat to me what I just said? How do I know you have heard it? Nobody? Sorry?
Yeah, I'll tell. The test for the success of bhakti is the taste of bhakti.
Okay, next time Gopal Radhe Prabhu cannot say. He is grasping it. I want other to tell me that. Everybody got it? What he says is so true. The test of success in bhakti is the taste. Do you feel you want to do it? Do you love it? Do you love to chant? Do you have a feeling to chant? Then you are advancing. If you are doing out of duty, it's okay until the taste comes. Taste is Prabhupada twice he repeated in the purport. It is so important. Now I am going to give you another key point on this. Happiness is found not in sensation but in absorption. Absorption. This is very important. Why? Because happiness is not a product of sense gratification. It is a byproduct of dedication. Everybody will remember this. This is very important. Now we will go to the page. Prabhupada writes, definition of sadhana bhakti. Srila Prabhupada begins the second wave of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by summarizing Srila Rupa Goswami's definition of sadhana bhakti. The page, I don't know if the same book, I think we all have the same book. Page 20. The original text is in the Srila Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita. That sloka is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 22 chapter 105. In our 5 minutes break, maybe you can put it out so everybody can see. The verse goes beautiful. I memorize this because this is the definition of sadhana bhakti. Kriti saddha bhavet saddha bhava sa sadhana vidha nitta siddhasya bhavasya prakritam ridi saddhata. Means when transcendental devotional service by which love for Krishna is attained is executed by the senses, it is called sadhana bhakti. Two key points there. When you do something, whether it's chanting or you are in the temple or reading, see if you do these two things. Your goal, purpose of reading or chanting or cleaning the temple or dressing the deity to develop love. If your goal is not there, then you are missing the sadhana bhakti definition. Sadhana bhakti means you engage your senses and your intention is to achieve goal of life. If you cannot focus on goal of life every time you are serving or doing anything, even you go to school, you think like you're going to school or college for what? To get more education so you can maintain this body and make a beautiful temple room in your house, and you can raise children or get married, raise children, make them good devotee. Like this you connect. Why? So that they all will have a love of Godhead in their life and you engaging your mind and senses. These two things. You have to engage your senses, and goal is anything you do. Goal is, what is goal? Right now you are listening me. What is your goal? What is the purpose of this Bhakti Shastri course? To get a certificate, yeah? Everybody agrees with that? Is that the purpose right now for Bhakti Shastri, to get a certificate? Or something else? Someone answer please. Jagannath Prabhu is highlighted. What's going on?
To develop love for Krishna.
Very good. Bhakti Shastri you're learning, certificate will come, but that's not your should be purpose. Purpose is that you will understand the technical part where we are in our conditional state and where we want to go. So goal is to develop love for Krishna. And how you are going to develop love for Krishna? By engaging your senses. Hearing. Now you paying attention. You thinking. You engage your mind. What you thought. What you heard. That's how. So this is Uttama Bhakti. What we are doing right now, is it Bhakti Shastri course or also it is Sadhan Bhakti? Which one? Or both?
Both.
Very good answer. What's his name? Bhagavat Mandal. Very smart boy. Good. Okay, now we are going to Srila Prabhupada explanation. In other words, Sadhan Bhakti is a practice executed with the senses, which brings on the manifestation of Bhava Bhakti. So if you remember this, engage your senses and your goal is focused. Even you going to temple, driving the car, you thinking, where I am going to temple? To see the deity, for what? Or to hear Harikatha, for what? To develop love for the Lord. Constantly focus, to develop love for the Lord, I am doing this, and I am going to engage my senses. What senses? My ear, I am going to hear. I am going to use my eyes to see the deity. And purpose is focused and engagement, senses is focused. Then it is Uttama Bhakti. This way, whole day, whole night, you can be in Uttama Bhakti performers. Srila Prabhupada comments on this definition. Began at the second paragraph of page 20. Continue to the first paragraph to page 21. Very nice point Prabhupada made. So I put a highlight. Relation to sadhana to bhava. Our immediate goal is bhava bhakti. Everybody to remember please, bhava bhakti is not going to drop from the sky. That you practicing, all of a sudden, Haribol, I got the bhav within me, ha ha ha. It dropped from the sky. No. It's not going to drop like this. How it's going to appear in your heart? You hear how Prabhupada says. Srila Prabhupada explains that practice means to engage the mind and senses in a particular type of work. What kind of devotional service would you like to do? See within you what you are inclined. Somebody likes to dress the deities. I see in Alachua. Some devotee likes to sing. Somebody likes to cook. Somebody likes to do some decoration. Somebody likes to write. Somebody likes to speak. Whatever inclination you have, you engage that inclination. Then you will advance quick. Don't try to force or adapt someone else's inclination. See what you are naturally attracted. Do something practical, Prabhupada says. Do something practical that you feel like to do. So here Srila Prabhupada writes, Srila Prabhupada explained that practice means to engage the mind and senses in a particular type of work. Sadhan bhakti means to engage our mind and senses in some work for Krishna. See, the goal is Prabhupada mentioning. Who are you doing? Driving to the temple for who? For Krishna. Why? Because if I develop love for Krishna, then I will serve Krishna. Krishna will be happy. So are you driving for Krishna or driving for yourself? Somebody answer, please.
For Krishna.
Very good. So it is not that sadhan bhakti mechanically generates bhava bhakti. This is so nice the way Prabhupada put. It is not something mechanical. That you start the ignition automatically now, put the gear and the car will go. Not like this. Bhakti is not a mechanical, nor is it achieved by the mechanical process. Then how the bhakti will come? Bhakti causes bhakti. What causes bhakti? Only bhakti. Now how it is, I am now going to put a link. So question may come, you have to answer. How does sadhan bhakti brings on the manifestation of bhava bhakti? This is the question. How sadhan bhakti produce or bring on the manifestation of bhava bhakti? Adhering to the practice of sadhana purifies the heart. Gradually, a genuine longing. Do you know longing? You ever heard longing, the word? Prabhupada, why Prabhupada used that word? Everybody heard longing? I only see 2, 3. The rest, they don't understand what is longing. Do you know what is longing? You better learn. Did you ever heard those songs? Kabe Sri Chaitanya More Koribe na daya. You heard that song? In New Orleans temple every day they sing. Greetings the deity. In Mayapur they do and New Orleans temple. In Alachua we don't do this. But it's very nice. You have a privilege there. What is that song? Kabe Sri Chaitanya. You are longing. Oh when that day will come. If you say, I don't feel it, then you pray to Lord, my Lord, when will be the day I will be praying to you, sincerely with my heart? My Lord, when will be the day I will cry for you? My Lord, when will be the day I will feel affection for you? This should be the very key point, Prabhupada writes. It is not mechanical. Oh, you know what I did, Prabhu? 30 years I washed the dishes. Prabhu, 30 years I cleaned the temple. Yes, it is all good. Nothing is lost. But it will never bring, there is no guarantee it will bring you to Bhava Bhakti. Because you are conscious being, you are not the body. Bodily function is good. But consciously you have to think, my Lord, I don't have a love. My Lord, I am trying to chant. Please accept my chanting. I am chanting Hare Krishna. I know it is not reaching to you, but I am praying. Please accept me. This longing is very important. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Narottam Das Thakur writes so many songs. Mother Jamuna Devi was asking Prabhupada one time, the Prabhupada, what is the best favorite song of yours? Prabhupada says, all the songs. No, Prabhupada, you have to tell me one song is the most. Anybody want to guess which song was it? You knew it, but it forgot. Anybody knows? Come on, audience. Hari Hari bifale jana magwainu. My Lord, I have wasted time. Oh my Lord, I did not reach you. What am I talking? What is that song about? Can somebody tell me? What is that song about? Longing. Longing. My Lord, I haven't received your mercy. Please. And Prabhupada started crying when he was singing that song. This is natural. And more you become advanced, more you want Krishna's mercy. So longing is eternal. Have you seen the picture of Nectar of, original Nectar of Devotion's picture that Radharani is offering flower to Krishna? Krishna is standing with three-banded form. Radharani is begging, please allow me to serve. No, she is offering flower at the feet. This is a new picture. She is offering flower at the feet, and Krishna is playing the flute. Radharani is begging, please. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur write this song. Radhikar dasi jodi hoye abhiman shigray milay taba gokulakan. That we have to develop that humility, humble service attitude. Longing is the key. I really want you to think about it. If somebody you see that long time in the movement but not feeling, means they are not surrendering. The surrendering means longing will come. Kobe hobe bolo sedino amar. There's another famous song. So many songs. Kobe hobe bolo sedino amar. Like this. Why so many songs of longing? Because that is the sign of achieving bhava bhakti. Without feeling longing, you will not get bhava bhakti. When you have a time in Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 12th chapter, maybe Gopal Radhe Prabhu can find this sentence. Prabhupada writes, 4.12.33. If you read that paragraph, you will think, why Prabhupada is thinking like this? It's in Bhagavatam. Prabhupada writes, the Krishna consciousness movement is spreading now all over the world. Sometimes I think that even though I am crippled in many ways. Now let me ask you, you want to deliver Prabhupada or Prabhupada came to deliver us? Can somebody answer? Quick. Come on, taking that long time.
Prabhupada came to deliver.
In that paragraph, you know what Prabhupada writes? If one of my disciples becomes as strong as Dhruva Maharaj, then he will be able to carry me with him to Vaikuntha Loka. Why Prabhupada write like this? Do you know? Because he is so advanced, he is feeling longing for the Lord. You understand the point? Prabhupada writes because this is genuine. Barahari Prabhu tells me, Prabhupada was sitting in his Beshasan and watching a play with so many devotees, and there is a new Bhakta joined. And one new Bhakta was next to Prabhupada Beshasan in the back. And Prabhupada turned his face like this. And new Bhakta never talked to Prabhupada, he just joined yesterday. Prabhupada told him, can you pray for me please? I want the mercy of Lord. Now when you hear this, what do you understand? Can somebody tell me? I want to see if we are all on the same page. Huh? Who is speaking? Why did Prabhupada ask that new Bhakta to pray for him?
Out of humility.
Gopal Radhe Prabhu, you cannot answer anymore. You are right. That's a very good answer. But this is a natural. Everybody to understand this is a natural. And if you don't feel like this in your heart, you are not going to achieve bhava bhakti. It is not mechanical. That's my point. The whole article that Prabhupada wrote in the 2 paragraphs, that this is not mechanical. That just by chanting 10 years, I'll get bhava bhakti. It is not going to be like this. The measurement will be like, do you feel? Do you have a feeling for the Lord? And if you have a feeling, you will be crying, you will be longing. My Lord, I'm chanting, but I don't think it is a pure chanting. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear my chanting, that I'm calling you out. I want your mercy. Like this attitude is very important. I'm also trying to practice this. I don't have that, but I do pray. I'm being honest to you, I pray every day for that. Now, next Prabhupada writes, it's 12 o'clock here, right? So we take a 5 minutes break, or everybody is fresh, or how do we do? Gopal Radhe Prabhu.
Well, it's up to everybody else. If not taking a break, it's getting interesting now.
Getting interesting? Okay. Okay. Is everybody okay? Can you raise hand if everybody is okay? Just I want to see if everybody is okay. Only 50%, now 60%, 70%. Shyamasundar Prabhu is thinking, maybe I need a 5 minutes break, maybe not. Everybody is once. Okay.
Well, let's take a 5-minute break, Prabhuji. Then we can do it.
Okay. Alright. We'll be back in 12:07, exactly 12:07. Because 1 hour is a long time. Huh? You know, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not finishing the chapter. Quick. I'm going so many things around.
Yeah, there are lots
I
of
don't
details.
plan for it, but Krishna reminds what to do.
There are
What did
tons
you
of
learn so
details.
far?
I learned that there's 3 types of bhakti. There's 3 types of bhaktis, and before.
That's exactly what I didn't want you to learn.
And then before.
You have a pen and paper?
No.
No. Then you have to make a note. You have a phone? Oh my God. You want me to buy you a paper? Well, how do you keep a note?
I just.
No, I don't trust this head. In Kali Yuga, head is not. Let me ask you, if you are really starving and hungry somewhere, and there is a food, but you have to pay, and you have a money, but not in your pocket. Somebody lives 20 miles far, in his pocket you kept the money. How do you feel?
Bad,
Why? You have money.
but it's in his pocket.
Oh. So what is the best thing to do? Keep the money where?
In your pocket.
So you have to write or keep a note, you have to refresh this every few years, then it will stay. You have to repeat this to somebody. Just by hearing it won't stay. Believe me, eventually it fades, and if you don't practice. For sense gratification, you don't need to learn. But for spiritual life, these technical things, you have to learn. So there are not 3 types of devotion. 3 categories, 3 stages. And you understand the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why it's 3 stages, not 3 types?
It's 3 stages because throughout life you go up.
Yes, one achieves another stage. You graduate first grade, go to second grade. It's not an option to admit in third grade or first grade. Everybody goes through first grade. So something like that. So that's a good thing that at least you remember 3 types. It's not 3 types, 3 categories. Okay.
The note you said that happiness is not found in sensation, it is found in, and I missed the last word.
Happiness is not. Ask him. He said in his brain.
Arjuna?
I want to see his brain.
Why, Arjuna? Huh?
You said in the brain.
Sensation, it is found in.
You know what they do? You know what they do in India? When the brain doesn't work, they go like this. You have to scratch the brain. See if it comes out. See if it's working. No? It's not working? Try. Just scratch a little harder. You know who did the scratching? Brahma. When Brahma saw that Krishna, his father, a little boy, he's thinking that's not my father. My father is Narayan. I mean, he can come in any form, but so that's why he wanted to test him. So he stole the coward boys, the cow. You remember the story? But you know what he thought? At the end, he started scratching. How is this? What's going on? How come I have no clue? Then he woke up. He saw a snake, big python, and a deer. They're embracing each other. Instead of python is eating. He saw a big snake and the mice. They're kissing and hugging and chanting Krishna's name. He said, this is not my world. In my world, they don't do it. What they do?
Eat.
You want me to show you? I have a Google picture.
I saw a snake this morning.
A real snake or on Google?
Keep scratching your head and remember what's the last words of the sentence.
I remember.
No, you have to remind him again. What's the sentence he said?
Happiness is not found in sensation, it is found in
Bhakti?
No,
no,
Sounds
wrong
right.
whenever we rhymed it.
absorption.
That's it. See, there's a way to remember.
So now you scratch it again, see if it's coming out. What it says?
Absorption.
What is it? No, whole sentence.
Oh, happiness is not found in sensation, it is found in absorption.
In absorption? Like when you love a girl, you cannot forget. You're not thinking about it, but automatically she's popping in your mind. That's called absorption. When you are love with Krishna, you even without trying, you're just thinking about that lady. Oh, so beautiful. I love
And then
her.
one more question. So sadhana bhakti has
What's going on here?
specific qualities. It just kicked you out.
No, it's right here. I think it's right here.
It's just minimized.
Yeah, it's minimized.
Oh, 12:07.
Yeah.
So we're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click back on it.
This one? No.
No, that one. Yeah. There we
Okay.
go.
Hare Krishna, everybody's back. Had enough rest? Refresh?
Thank you.
Good. Jai.
It's a wonderful conversation going on. Thank you for keeping the mic on unmute so we could hear your conversation. It was really, really inspiring. I couldn't get away from the computer.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was not for. I have a one new student came. How old are you?
14.
14. But he said everything he keeps in his brain, but somehow that didn't work. So I told him to scratch. Maybe it will come out. Thank you.
I saw all this, the sense gratification, we don't need to learn. For devotion, we need to.
Yes, yeah. Oh my God, you picked up very good. Yes, that's true. Okay, so we start from. We discussed that Prabhupada mentioned that sadhan bhakti will give us bhava bhakti, but it is not mechanical. Rather, it will come by the mood of your devotion, by longing. And Prabhupada mentioned this couple sentence, again repeated. So Srila Prabhupada employ his own analogy. There are certain prescribed methods for employing our senses and mind in such a way that our dormant consciousness for loving Krishna will be invoked. As much as a child with a little practice can begin to walk. Everybody understand that logic, no?
Nobody, one second. I don't know what was happening, but your voice was getting all distorted.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know what. Maybe is there a storm coming down out there? It's raining here. I know, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's
What
happening.
happened?
But
The voice is breaking off.
yeah, you can start. It means we could hear you, but it was distorted.
Why there's a yellow red mark?
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Yes.
Now it's fine?
Now I think it's better. Yeah, you can go ahead now. Start again.
You muted yourself. Unmute. Talk.
Speaker is not working. Please check your connection.
No, that's all right, bro. We can hear you now.
Okay. Alright, we are back to this, that Srila Prabhupada writes that we should think of an analogy of a child or a baby
Breaking up, Prabhu.
breaking up. You know, I noticed that here you have this red mark. Why is this? Let's see. Oh, now it's good. Can you hear me now?
Hey Siri.
Can you hear me now? What's going on here?
Is it going to rain?
Why the speaker is getting blocked?
The recording has stopped.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to start where we left. Who can explain me how the logic of a child learning how to walk? Have you ever seen or have you ever heard that how child learned how to walk? How a child learn how to walk?
Just by little practice, the walking is in him.
Ah, very good. Well said. So the spirit to walk, it's within the child. If we don't see that, then otherwise we'll have so many questions. Why the parents are forcing the child to walk? Can somebody tell me why parents really wants the child to walk?
Prabhuji, you're getting this recorded again.
Again? What's going on?
We couldn't hear the question or whatever you said properly.
This has to do with the Wi-Fi connection.
We are not changing any cord or anything. Everything is fine, right?
Everything is fine.
Can you hear me now? Well, I can hear you good. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you properly now.
Okay. Can somebody explain me how why the parents are encouraging the child to walk? Learn how to walk. Why? Again, it's coming back like every few minutes.
This is not good.
There is always something with the other problem.
No, it's the connection. So that means it has to do something with the Wi-Fi. Click on the top where it says unmute.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now? No. They cannot.
Wait, how do they say no if they heard you? They have to hear you to say no.
Or no, they could look at his lips and move.
Mute?
But they still have to.
I have to unmute it.
No. You have to click unmute.
Unmute. Okay, Hare Krishna. Is that okay? What's going on? Something strange.
We can't hear you.
I can hear you.
And they're breaking up too.
It could be them.
No, it's our connection to the Ethernet.
The Wi-Fi?
The Ethernet, yeah.
It was working
No, the
last week.
Wi-Fi is working, but it's like the connection to Ethernet.
How about now?
It's still lagging.
Wait, what if...
Just turn on your one.
Yeah.
Okay, can somebody try to explain me that... leave it now. Can, no, Wi-Fi has nothing to do. Why the parents wants a child to walk?
Prabhuji, let's do one thing. Vishnupriya, can we end the meeting and start it again so that maybe it can clear the problem?
Okay.
Okay, we can try that.
Okay, so request everybody to quickly log in, log out and log in again. Thank you.
The recording has stopped.
So many. It's weird. Let me see. I'm going to go there.
You'll send me the notes? Yes, I will. We should revise it too if we have time.
Yeah.
After we go vroom vroom.
You have to send me the notes and then I have to translate them into a letter that I can understand.
Put it in the brain. I love it.
That's what I do with everything. I tell my parents how to
Don't trust the brain.
You can do that with math, but not with such delicate topics.
Which is higher, thinking or feeling?
Feeling.
Good. That's true. It's more convincing. You don't forget. So try to embrace the bhakti in feeling. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Even computer takes, I never saw this takes that long. Something is. Other day I had such a tough time. Morning class. This Wednesday I have a 7 o'clock class to New York, Bhakti Center. Bhakti House or Bhakti Center, whatever. So, okay, Facebook. Come on, takes that long to come. Okay, it's little slowing. I don't know what something is wrong. I think Mayadevi test it. Where are you going? Why so fast? Just slow down a little bit.
You just need to go to
Oh, why I'm doing that?
Go back and then go to Messenger.
Okay.
It's still loading.
My youngest son, Nishinga, is 21. He has a genius way, in a blink, goes so quick. He builds computer, It's really okay, so, Facebook. Wait, did my brain work or is memory coming from where? Brain?
According to scientists, we store our stuff, our memories in little cells, so that when we get amnesia, those cells are destroyed, and that's why we forget memories.
This is not good. Actually, when I click on the Facebook, it just comes like this. It's it's slow.
It's lagging. It might be a problem with the laptop itself.
Okay, we're going to try this tomorrow. Forget this. That's better.
Tomorrow's class is at normal time?
Mm.
Yeah, it's 4.
Okay. Here?
5. 4. We start reading. This is really strange.
Yeah, it's going a little too slow. It's lagging extremely bad. Something tells me this is not going to go well.
Something tells me we're going to be a little bit long.
We always go exactly, because the Bengali class is right after. So.
There's a Bengali class?
Yeah, there's English and Bengali and Hindi.
Oh, there's a Bengali class?
Other people.
Oh.
I don't know who though, but I just know it's... The Prabhupada only does the English Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but there's a Bengali Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu teacher.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Join with computer
Hare.
audio.
Connecting to audio.
You have to hit join with computer audio.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
You're mute.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody can hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So let's check how much you remember so far. So we discussed about the analogy of Prabhupada gave, the parents teaching their baby how to walk. So my question is, why the parents wants the child to walk? Can somebody answer quick?
Because so they can go somewhere.
Oh, so the parents can have a free time. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Not enough. I'm not convinced. Somebody else. More. Come on, mothers.
Do what they're fully capable of doing because the parents know their potential.
Very good answer. They are looking for the child's future brighter when he learns on his own way to do things instead of depending. Similarly, this bhakti path, Krishna could make it easy, or you don't need any more purification, just can transcend there. No, it is not going to take place like this. Krishna wants to utilize your free will on your own. You come to Him.
Is being recorded.
And if you remember, the couple weeks back we discussed that Prabhupada gave an example of a man with a gun pointing at the forehead of a girl, and the man said, "You love me or I'll kill you." You remember that example we discussed? Prabhupada gave that example, the value of free will. So Krishna wants us to come on our own. We want to love Him on our own way, in our own time. And that's why the process is taking longer. If you want to go faster, you have to speed up yourself. Not physically, but consciously. Consciously. It is a transformation of consciousness. So, Srila Prabhupada writes that practice is insufficient to fully describe the process of sadhana bhakti. Generally, practice connotes an endeavor to acquire some skill that one does not possess. Practice of bhakti, however, uncovers something that is already in the heart. This practice is not for developing something artificial. Now everybody remembers the logic I gave you about the emerald, ruby, sapphire in the mind. Did I not give that example? In the beginning, everybody remembers that example I gave? What makes the color of emerald green? In the mind, underground, you do not see the green color of emerald, or blue in the sapphire, or red in ruby. Only when you take it out and you tumble it, you facet it, preformed it, and when you put a multifacet, then the brightness of the colors that was all along inside comes out. So my question is, literally you have to remember this. What causes the color red to the eye of the people or buyer in the shop? What causes the blue of the sapphire to the eye of the buyer? Can somebody answer? What causes the mineral its own color? Is it inherent or is it the light showing it? Come on.
Inherent.
Gopal Radhe Prabhu cannot answer.
I told you, no, and
Nobody else is answering. I don't know why.
No, they have to answer, they have to think. Come on, you all are intelligent children, born in the movement is like a most precious.
It's properties of the mineral that what makes the color.
Very good. The white was not blue in the mind.
Because of like chemical components.
Little more.
It's like different things of different components make some special color. So that's how we like identify it.
So you are trying to say the color blue of the sapphire was covered by other elements, dirt. So in the mind, you never see that color. You have to take it out from the mind and you have to tumble it, facet it, then you have to put a light. Even if you tumble it, facet it, doesn't mean you will see the color. It has to reflect by the light. Right? You know how we see things. Only when the light illuminates an object, we can see. Otherwise we cannot see. In a dark room, you don't see anything. Only light illuminates or back up the object. Similarly, question is, so what causes the color of the ruby red? Is it the light or is it the inherent color?
Light.
One says light.
Light because it reflects off the object.
Inherent color or the light? Which one? I'm not hearing, understanding.
I would say color.
Okay, some agrees inherent color, some agrees light, except Gopal Radhe Prabhu.
Yeah, I say inherent color, yes.
It is both. You have to remember, it is both. Because inherent color is red of a ruby, but it will never be manifested until it is tumbled, faceted, and light is backing. Everybody understood the point? So you have a love of Godhead, but until the spiritual potency through your practice comes and illuminates the heart, you will never see that you have a love for Krishna. Can somebody explain me this analogy? What I am trying to say? Or you did not understand? Not Gopal Radhe Prabhu. The gem color, say for an example, sapphire. Sapphire is blue. The blue color is in the construction of the sapphire is in chemical composition called corundum. Corundum is chemical composition is aluminium oxide, Al2O3. That creates little titanium mixed in the aluminium oxide causes blue. When it is mixed with nitrogen causes red. So ruby and sapphire both are same mineral, but little bit combination of chemical causes different color. So okay, color is coming from the structure of the mineral. That we understood. But we also understood that it will never manifest to the eye of a buyer until light hits or back up the mineral. So we need sadhana bhakti in order to shed the lights on what? Which on love of Godhead, which we had all along in our heart. Everybody got it? Raise your hand if you understood this. Not even 50%.
Prabhuji, we can say that sadhana bhakti is the light and bhav bhakti is the dormant which will manifest?
Yes, very good. But I don't want you to say it. I want some other student to understand that. Someone else, please.
The love for Krishna we
so we can arise it again. It was hidden somewhere else. So we have to, just like how the light sheds the light on the ruby or something for it to see its component. Similar way, sadhana bhakti is going to be the light which sheds out in us to arise our flame for Krishna.
Very good. Very good. I'm glad you understood. This is very important because if we have a love of Godhead, but we'll never experience until we do a good serious sadhana. So both are important to know. If somebody say, no, you have to come to this system, then you will get love of Godhead. You can say Prabhupada already mentioned this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned, we already have love for Krishna, but we cannot experience, just like this is an example I came because I was a gemologist and geologist before, that until you bring an object to the light, you can never see the inherent color. And it is coming from Jiva Goswami Pad's sloka. He says, Patra Patram Vaishishtam. Each individual soul has a particular love of Godhead for Krishna. Only it will be experienced when the sadhana bhakti matures. Okay, everybody understood that logic. Now we go to the essence of sadhana bhakti. The essence of sadhana bhakti is to fix the mind on Krishna. If you ever heard that sloka, Jena Kena Prakarena Mano Krishna Niveshet, by any means, if your mind is focused on Krishna, that is the sadhana. So what do? Mold your life such a way that you can think of Krishna more. Mold your life, make your life such a nice way that you can focus or remember Krishna more. That is individually application. It depends on your status, where you live, what you do, what can you do to make. It's not that you have to go to temple to think of Krishna, or you have to meet a sannyasi to think of Krishna. No, Krishna wants you. Krishna doesn't want collective. Krishna wants individual soul. That's why he is in the heart of individual soul. You have a direct relationship with God. But you have to go through the sadhana. Sadhana begins with Guru, and that will come in few chapters later. So, but basic understanding is that without sadhana you will never practice. Now, if somebody give a logic, I don't care about this Hare Krishna philosophy, I don't care about bhakti, I want to do sense gratification, I'll do my way. How far can that soul go? Will be deprived of pure love, pure good feeling, pure happiness always. Eternally he will be doomed. What you are looking for, everybody is looking for happiness in this world. In the introduction, preface we read, Prabhupada says that nobody can live without love or loving others. Nobody can live without loving. That's why they love a dog, cat, or when they cannot love somebody else, or they don't feel complete satisfaction, they end up loving a cat or dog. So like this, everybody loves to somebody, but it will never be satisfied until they love Krishna. When they love Krishna, they will feel loved, and they can love everybody else in the world because they love Krishna. That is the key point. Okay. Now, what is the main duty of Guru? This is the question. Gopal Radhe Prabhu, can you put the question? And I give 2 minutes for them to answer. You tell me when you are ready. Oh, you're ready already. What is the main duty as a Guru?
Yeah, today Vishnu Priya Didi is managing it, so you can...
Oh, okay. Mother Vishnu Priya, please put that question. Okay, you have 2 minutes. It's 12:35, 12:37, I'll come back. I'm counting. 2 minutes you have a time to answer in chat room. That's very nice. Make a nice prasad for disciple. Why not? Encourage to give more donation. Sure. Inspire him so he feels good. Inspire him to, so he feels good. You're a good disciple. Very good. Is this the duty of Guru? Or there is more option to find the ways and means for his disciple to fix. What did I say? 2 minutes when?
2:37.
So it's not even 1 minute.
12:37.
Okay. You answered already?
I don't have the link.
You answered too. Why? You can go on.
I answered.
It's a different link number.
Oh, I don't have either.
I have an answer.
That's just for today.
I know the answer.
He said, make nice prasadam. Sounds good. Encourage to give more donation. That also sounds great. %. Oh my God, somebody is really hearing me and really is putting it. Encouraging to give more donation.
Shh, let them do it.
21,
Time's up.
26.
No, there's a timer up there, I would think.
Oh no, yeah, there is.
You know why less people? Because the job is supposed to be in the afternoon. But it's okay.
Should I end the poll, Prabhu? It's been 2 minutes.
Yes. What is the answer? Let's see. Okay, you are done. You can take it out. Mother Vishnupriya, you can remove that one?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So, please raise your hand who said make nice prasad for disciple. It's still on.
No, it's just for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you just do that.
Oh, it's for us only. Okay, raise your hand who thought it will be nice for prasadam only. Nobody's raising hand.
Well, some of the people don't have their videos on.
Who thought of encouraging to give more donation? Alright, 1. Madhurima. Yeah? So that's the duty of the Guru, to inspire the disciple to give more donation. Thank you, Madhurima Prabhu, for trying to answer. Oh, also Bharati, Mother Bharati also answered. You think Guru should encourage disciple to give more donation? That's very nice of thinking, but I'm going to answer it at the end. Let's see. 3rd, inspire disciple so he feels good. Because disciple is sad, depressed. He feels like, Gurudev, I cannot chant. Can you chant for me, Gurudev? Oh, no, you chant little more. No, Gurudev, you chant for me. So that Guru should be encouraging the disciple. That is the best thing. How many? Raise any hand? No raising hand? Nobody agrees? Okay. And the 4th one, to find the ways and means for his disciple to fix his mind on Krishna. How many? Raise your hand. Pitambar Prabhu, which way you agreeing? You are not raising hand for anyone. Oh. You agree all of them or just this one? Only this one. Okay, very good. Very good answer. Very good. Actually, all first 3 is not a duty of Guru. Guru should not, it's okay, Guru can do it, but that's not his main duty. You can make, I saw some Guru just cook some nice prasadam for the disciple, that's good. Also he encouraged some donation, it's also good. Inspired him so he feels good, it's also okay. But that's not a main duty. Main duty of a Guru is to make an arrangement how disciple can mold his life or her life to think of Krishna or serve Krishna. Very good. Okay. Question. What are the 2 types of sadhana bhakti? Somebody going to answer from there.
Regulative and spontaneous.
Very good. Very good. Regulative and spontaneous. Now, what is your name? Anu and Krishnendu. Is that whose name is which one?
My name is Krishnendu.
Okay, Krishnendu Prabhu. You ever heard somebody learning Mridanga? Somebody just started learning Mridanga.
Yeah.
You know how it sounds? Does it sound very good when you start learning?
Not much because I don't have.
Yeah. Imagine you are sitting there and they told you to sit down there 4 hours for all these students going to learn how to play Mridanga. And this is their beginning learning. And they're banging it. They're trying their best. It's not anything wrong. It's just they're not good at. How does it sound, beginning Mridanga learning? Loudly, I could not hear.
Not the best.
Not pleasing to the heart. But when somebody is expert in tabla or mridanga, how his sounds?
Very clean and good.
Okay. Now you know the difference between beginning and the end, expert of mridanga. So Vaidhi Bhakti, regulative bhakti means beginning of mridanga. And what is Raganuga Bhakti? Is the expert. When you hear that mridanga, it's so sweet. So when we begin devotional process, we don't feel attracted. We feel like my mother is like pressuring me to dance, to chant. Let's go to temple. Can I play video game, mom? No, you're going to go to temple. Oh boy, it's so hard. But at the end, you love. Wherever you are, you carrying the temple in your heart because your body is the temple and Krishna is in your heart. You become the temple. But in the beginning it's difficult. You follow? So this is the difference between Vaidhi Bhakti, regulated devotional service versus spontaneous devotional service. The main distinction between them is their source of inspiration. What is the difference between them? Is the source of inspiration, Prabhupada writes. In Raga Bhakti, the inspiration comes from natural attraction to devotional service. In Vaidhi Bhakti, there is no such attraction. And one must rely upon another source for inspiration. The orders of the spiritual master and the scripture. Did you see in your temple or amongst your friend, one friend, you don't have to do anything. He's always fired up or she's always fired up to chant or to do service. Did you notice? In your practical life, you see some devotee like always enthusiastic to do some service, whether it's a chanting or kirtan or whatever. And some devotee, they are not motivated. You have to like, Hari Bol, we need to come, Hari Bol, you need to go there, Hari Bol, we need to do this, Hari Bol, please help, Hari Bol, we need this. It's like a motivation. Do you know the proportion? 1% is self-motivated. 99% need to be motivated. Those who are self-motivated, they have some taste. Those who are not self-motivated need push. Hari Bol, on Ekadashi day, if you eat grain, Hari Bol, I'm sorry, you will go to hell. What? I don't feel. So you have a fear. Who is motivating you to do the Ekadashi? Do you know? Who is motivating? The scriptures, the Shastra. Oh my God, the book says if I eat on Ekadashi, I'll go to hell. So you have a fear. You understand? You have a fear. Out of fear, when you do things, this is called Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti means out of fear. But it is okay. It is a duty. You know, if I don't take my children to temple, that Prabhu is going to say, you came from Bangladesh or Mayapur and you don't care, you only care for money. You don't care for the children's Krishna consciousness. Oh, no, I don't want my friend to think I'm not a good devotee. I am a very good devotee. I'll take my children. Okay, children, we're going to go to temple. Oh, I don't want to. No, you need to go. Your friend will be there. This kind of motivation is needed, is good. But this motivation is Vaidhi Bhakti. Everybody understanding? So long you have the motivation, is inspired. Read the lips of Prabhupada when he wrote this. Prabhupada writes, in the beginning, by the order of his spiritual master, one rises early in the morning and offers arati. Then he develops real attachment. Did you ever get up in the morning, say, oh my God, I'm so late for Mangalarti. I want to do, my Lord, please forgive me. I want to do Mangalarti. Or you got up in the morning, you said, I'm a little tired, let me rest a little more. I'll get up later. I'll miss the Mangalarti today, it's okay. I go to Mangalarti so many days. If you come up with the idea that you go to Mangalarti so many days and you don't feel too much today, you are in anartha nibriti stage. Means contamination is heavy in your heart. Now, if you feel that, oh my God, I want to see the Lord. How can I sleep a little long? No, I don't want to sleep. I want to get up on time. That means you are advancing. Nishtha is there. Nishtha has come in your heart. And try to progress further. This is very nice, very nice. So, definition of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Srila Prabhupada translates Srila Rupa Goswami's definition of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti when there is no attachment or no spontaneous loving service to the Lord. Ask yourself, Haribol, ask yourself, do you feel fired up to chant every morning, every day? If you don't feel fired up, you are doing Vaidhi Bhakti. If you feel someday fired up, someday not fired up, you are in the junction of Vaidhi and Raganuga. You are like a, rocking chair, you go fast. Oh, we went to Mayapur, we are chanting 64 rounds every day. Wow. Very, the rocking chair, it goes front. In Mayapur, 64 rounds for 1 month, Prabhu, and comes back. Haribol, you went to Mayapur, now you are not coming to temple. Oh, I have to go, I am doing my job and I have so much work, and what happened? He forgot even his chanting 16 rounds even. How is possible? This is called rocking chair, complacency. You go forward, you go backward. You go forward, you go backward. Can somebody tell me how far the rocking chair moves? When you go in a rocking chair, how fast you are going? How far? Come on. Can you hear me? In a rocking chair, you are not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. You are only going forward and backward, forward and backward. I did Ekadashi so nicely. And next day, I didn't even offer food. I just eat. I'm hungry. This is called rocking chair. Means you are good in one day, another day you don't even care. And you will not see substantial result. You will see result, but not substantial. Something you want to see that you are progressing. So you have to get out of the rocking chair. Start to walk like a normal or go in the other, not rocking chair. Inspiration to Vaidhi Bhakti, Prabhupada made it very clear. Now I have a question. Mother Vishnu Priya Didi, can you put that question? They have to answer it before we have 10 minutes. List the 2 types of sadhan bhakti in both English and Sanskrit. Attendants are now viewing question. How to qualify to do bhakti? Okay?
What are the questions you wanted, Prabhu?
That's fine. That question is fine, and you get 2 minutes. 12:52, they will stop answering that one. Come on, you have 2 minutes. You have 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Those who don't understand who is Mahatma, Mahatma means pure devotee. I'm sorry I didn't put that English. This chapter only has 2 questions I made, right?
For chapter 3? No, you have 1.
2, chapter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Only 2 questions.
Yeah, for chapter 2.
Because we had 2, only 8 minutes. Okay, we are done. You can close it now. Okay, let's see. What was the question? Let's see. Oh my God, where did I put it?
The questions are up here. If you just
Okay.
want to see it from here.
How to qualify to do bhakti? Who answered you have to become fortunate or rich person? Raise your hand. Oh, nobody answered. Looks like, right? Good. That's correct. Nobody, you cannot qualify to do bhakti by becoming rich or fortunate. You have to know how to read Nectar of Devotion or explain. What does that mean? 76%.
That means the majority of students picked that.
That's not true either. Because there is a key point. You can go around it, but it's not directly answering. You may not care for devotee association, 100% no. Only by association of Mahatma, 100% yes. When you are poor, can approach God. Maybe, maybe not. Not all poor people don't come to God. So those who answered by the association of devotee, 100% correct. By reading NOD and explaining means you have to have an instruction. So you're taking shelter of Prabhupada in order to read. So yes, you can also answer that in some extent. Very good. Now another question, Mother Vishnupriya, please put it out. The 2 questions I have right now to finish. One is, what is the most basic of all regulative principles? Can you put that question out? Or you can send it to the chat room. What is the most basic of all regulative principles? Who knows the answer? You can say it.
To remember Krishna.
Very good answer.
Did you hear what she said? Yes.
Name the 3 main categories, list the 2 types of sadhana bhakti in both English and Sanskrit. Okay, very good. What is the most basic of all regulative principles? To remember Krishna. Everybody understood That answer? Who gave the answer? Okay, very good. Mother Krishna. And the final question is, what is the benefit of feeding one who preaches the message of the Bhagavad Gita?
Feeding Krishna directly.
Do you know how to feed Krishna directly?
To feed the preachers who preach Bhagavad Gita.
Ah, that is difference than feeding Krishna directly. Yes, you can feed Krishna through them. Very good. Do you know where to find those preachers?
ISKCON temple.
Very good. Also look at around you in the Zoom. What they do, you think? They preach. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is surrender. Didn't we discuss today? Importance of surrender. So we are the preacher. Those who are attending the classes, they are the preacher. More you understand, more you distribute. And this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada writes, actually who preaches the message of the Gita is very dear to Krishna, as is confirmed in the Gita itself. Such a preacher is factually a Brahmana. Thus, feeding him, one feeds the Supreme Lord directly. But, that preacher must remember, he is not the enjoyer. He must offer the food. Not like somebody gives him something and he just put in his mouth. So one time, Hamsudut Maharaj, he saw Prabhupada pluck an apple and he took a bite. And he said, Prabhupada, you didn't offer it. Prabhupada said, yes, I did. You didn't see. He said, sannyasi means, now you know this technology. Sannyasi means they establish the deity in their heart. They woke up. The Paramatma and Bhagavan are same and not same. The same in Tattva-gata vichar, consideration of Tattva. But when your love develops, then Bhagavan take the position of Paramatma in your heart. When Vasudev Maharaj took Mathura Krishna to Vrindavan, what happened to Vrindavan Krishna? Did Mother Yashoda give birth of Vrindavan Krishna? Yes? Yes. But Vasudev Maharaj never saw. So when he placed and he took the girl Jogamaya with him, then the Mathura Krishna merged into the body of Vrindavan Krishna. So when we develop love for Krishna, then Krishna comes and sits in our heart. That time Paramatma merges in Krishna. Then Krishna is in your heart. So that position is called, we are going to discuss chapter 5 on that. That position is called like advanced devotee, like sannyasis. That means they always has the Lord. Grihastha means you must have a deity in your house. Period. Grihastha means must have a deity in the house. Sannyasi means they carry the deity in their heart. The same deity they carry in their heart. But everybody must carry Krishna. Without carrying Krishna, so they have to offer it. Very good. We have a 1 minute. Some reflection I want. You can take down those questions. I want some reflection. I was going to finish chapter 3 and 4 tomorrow, but I could not because second chapter was nice. Whoever can tell me what can you take today after the class that will stay in your heart? Raise your hand one by one. Quick. One sentence, one word, something. Yes, Anuprabhu. You know what you're supposed to do? Unmute. Mother Vishnupriya, you have to tell them how to speak. I cannot hear.
You have to unmute. Was it Anurup trying to speak?
Yeah. Okay, you can start from you. You can start, Mata Vishnupriya.
Okay, one thing that I take away from today's class is the essence of sadhana bhakti is to fix our mind on Krishna.
Very good. And your mother?
Bhakti begin with causeless mercy of devotee.
Very good. Next. You want me to call by the name or are you going to start, Prabhu? Mataji's and Prabhu's? Yes.
Let's do it by the name. So next is Anu and Krishnendu.
Anu and Krishnendu.
We can just say one sentence is also fine. What do you learn from today's class?
Causeless mercy means there's no mercy. There's mercy in both paths.
Okay. And Prabhu?
Same thing.
Same thing. So next time she eats, you don't need to eat. Will that be okay? Next time she eats, you don't have to eat because the same. No, you have to have your own realization. Everybody has to have their own realization. Next, Pitambar Prabhu.
I learned that bhakti causes bhakti.
Bhakti causes bhakti. Very important. In future you will get it. It's a very important. Very nice. Next, Mother Manjari Da.
I learned that happiness is not found in sensation, but in absorption.
Wonderful. Means you think of Krishna, you will get spiritual happiness. Not through the senses. Very good. Not a sensation. Mother Gopika.
Haribol Prabhu, one thing I take away from this class is that just like a child walks and he has the walking capacity in him, the same thing is with us with devotional service. It is inside of us, and whenever we do practice, it will come out.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Next, position is changing. Mathura Chandrika Devi Dasi. Is somebody there?
Yeah, Mathura Chandrika Devi Dasi, Shubham Shyam.
Yes, Prabhu, say something.
Okay, I think they are not looking here. Okay, Krishna and Bhagavati can go ahead.
So today I learned that everyone has an inclination, and we should use that instead of like looking for taking care. Like we always all that we're always good at to take our mind and senses towards that service, and that we can easily achieve Krishna Sadhana.
Very good. Very good. If somebody challenge you that where does it say, you can say in Bhagavad Gita. The sloka goes, Sadharma acharet shreya para dharma bhayavaha. Krishna told to Arjuna, everybody is born with a particular nature. Do what your inclination you are born with. Very good. And the other, Mother Krishna?
I'm Bhagavati Prabhu.
Oh, sorry.
I learned that tasting of success in bhakti is the taste of bhakti.
Very good. If you feel happy to do bhakti means you are already progressing. Very nice. Okay, who is next? Let's.
Mathura Chandrika Mataji.
Okay, Mathura Chandrika Mataji.
Yeah, you have to unmute yourself, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Something. We can hear you.
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. Same thing as Prabhuji mentioned, that desire, if you don't have a desire, even Krishna cannot make you to do the bhakti. So main is desire, that your willingness to do, your willingness to learn. So.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shubham is over there or no?
Shubham.
Shubham just went to the restroom.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Next is Madhurima.
Madhurima.
Okay, you have to be ready to unmute yourself when your name is called. Madhurima?
I understood that bhakti, the taste of bhakti is actually bhakti.
Taste for bhakti is the test. Okay, good. You got it almost. Very good. Thank you.
Yes. Next, Bhagavad.
Bhagavad.
Bhagavad?
To purify the heart, you have to first surrender to God.
Wow, very good. Very good. Surrender to God. Good.
Yes. Next is Sarala Devi Mataji.
I will say, we get bhakti through the causeless mercy of a devotee. Still, we need to have the willingness to practice devotional service.
Both together. Very good answer. Good.
Next is Chandrika Roy.
I have learned that happiness is not found in sensation, but in absorption.
Absorption. Very good. Very good.
Jagannath Prabhu.
Jagannath Prabhu. Not there.
He's there. He unmuted himself. I don't know. We can't hear him. Haribol? Yeah, okay. We can't hear you. I don't know why your mic. Anyways, try fixing it. We'll come back to you. Next is Rico.
Hello?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. You sung the Krishna Daya, the Daya more song. So I say love and separation, devotion, love and actually devotion, longing and devotion.
Very good. Very nice key point. Longing. To advance, it is not a mechanical. Longing will push you to get bhava. Very good. Very good, okay. Rico Prabhu.
Let's try Jagannath Prabhu can come. Jagannath Prabhu? No, we still can't hear you. I don't know what is the problem. Okay, anyways, you can write it in the chat. Next we'll move on to Nilachal.
I learned that happiness is not learned in sensation, but absorption.
Very good. Very nice.
Next, Anurup Bhakta.
Yes. I learned that the most basic principle is remembering Krishna always.
Remember Krishna always. Very good. Wonderful.
Next is Hema Govinda Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. All I learned from this chapter that bhakti starts from like alphabets, A, B, C, D, E. And it starts from the hearing and chanting and remembering the God's pastimes and names and everything. Because by remembering Lord's name, we are really sure to face that ultimate destiny of our life, which is death, and that's come anytime. So we should prepare for that.
Ultimate goal, Krishna Prem. Very good. Good.
Next, Gokul Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
The basic understanding for today is that you get to go step by step, or if you skip a step, it's easier to become Shauljiya.
If you skip a step, no, if you are trying to say that without surrender, if you just love Krishna, then you will turn into Sahajiyas.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Good understanding. We have to surrender and also hear about Krishna, both. Sweetness and greatness, both. Thank you.
Next is Sailaja Das.
Haribol. So I learned that there are 3 stages of Uttama Bhakti, which are Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, and Sadhana Bhakti.
Can you put a chronological again? What is the first?
Sadhana Bhakti, then Bhava Bhakti, then Prema Bhakti.
Very nice. Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, next Bharati.
I learned that when we are aware of the Lord's sweet pastimes, it evokes our affection and submissions for Him.
When we hear about sweetness, then it evokes affection. Very nice. What causes the submission? Greatness.
Yes.
The Bhagavad Gita is nothing but greatness, Lord. That's why Bhagavad Gita is very important. Then submission will take place. Very nice. You got the key point. Very good. Thank you so much. We're done with everyone.
I think I will go back to Jagannath Prabhu, see if his mic is working. Jagannath Prabhu, you can mute and try. No, I don't think so. Okay. I would like to say, Prabhuji, something.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, so I think we covered everybody. I really was wonderful to realize that one thing, actually 2 things I really liked. One thing, I like your analogy of how, which was not during the class but during the break, that how, if you keep the money somewhere else, you have money also you won't be able to utilize. So that's why we should always write down the knowledge so we can understand and remember it. And that was very nice. But really what I took from this class was the last point that you said was how in the pure devotional stage, the Paramatma and Bhagwan manifestation takes place. How Paramatma transforms into Bhagwan. And with the very good example you gave of Mathura and Vrindavan Krishna, and also, there is also saying that Vrindavan Krishna actually did not kill all the demons. All the Mathura Krishna kills the demons.
Yes.
Vrindavan Krishna only does loving exchanges. So very good realization I had that in the heart of the devotee, that is not Paramatma, it is Bhagwan.
Yes. Very good. Very good. I thank you. So we'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Vancha kalpatarvasya kipa sindhabevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. I'll see you tomorrow. What time, Gopal Radhe Prabhu?
So tomorrow we'll be having our usual class and the usual link. That is the English group link. This link was only specially for today's class. So this link won't work tomorrow. Normal time, Prabhuji, is 4 o'clock, and that will be 5 o'clock for you in Alachua.
Yes.
You are at Atlanta. 4 o'clock for New Orleans. So the normal usual time.
Tomorrow my request is that I'm hoping we'll finish 3rd chapter and 4th chapter. So please read this and highlight the key point and make some question also. What do you think that question should be? Thank you so much again. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhu, I have questions now.
No. I just thought this morning, this class will be over, the nighttime class will be over, I'll be okay next day. No, I already convinced. That's why it's easy to go.
Okay, my turn to ask questions. So.
Oh, wait. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.